Hi, welcome to class 1 of Mindful Journeys. I'm very excited for you to join me. So the beginning of this class, you can either sit on the floor on a cushion or a blanket or a couch cushion, or you can sit in a chair. So I have a yoga mat here, and we do use yoga movement. Most of our yoga movement is standing, so we use Qigong movement as well. At the end of the class, you can lie down on the floor, you can spread out your blanket and rest your body that way, or you can sit in a chair. It's really a mindful journey for you. It's learning to access your own body wisdom, tuning in to that inner wisdom that's always there. So if you'd like, you can wear socks or shoes, of course, but at the beginning I might suggest taking your shoes off so that you can really move your feet around and help to relieve tension that's in your feet. So in your chair, I'm going to go ahead and pull my chair over. Just resting your hands on your lap and resting your feet, and begin to tune in. Tune in to this moment. So our minds are always busy, right? Thinking about something that happened 30 years ago or 20 years ago, thinking of a grocery list that I need in 10 minutes. Our minds are constantly busy, flowing around. It's the weather of our heads. Sometimes we can get really caught up in that. Sometimes we can become very reactive. And that's our stress response. We are swimming in a cultural sea of stress. And so we can learn to gather our life preserver around us and become more resilient. So the first way to do that is to tune into your feet. Really rock forward into your feet, lift your heels, maybe rock a little side to side. Feel the sensation of your muscles stretching, your bones pressing. Maybe you feel a little bit of movement in the muscles of your lower leg. Lift your toes, rocking out and in. Just really tuning into your feet. We're not used to doing that. We're used to only listening to messages like I'm hungry or I'm tired, I'm low energy, I'm high energy, I feel twitchy. And that's about it. So this exercise of practicing feeling sensation might be a little bit new. So just remember, it's a practice. As you kind of settle into your feet, lift your toes up and press the ball of your foot into the floor, and then relax your toes. Lift up your edges, your outward edges of your feet, and press your feet down. And now you've kind of activated a lot of the muscles of the feet, so just notice for just a moment how that feels. There are 3 components to our mindful journeys. The first is purposeful movement, right? Which is what we just did with our feet. The second is attention to the breath. And the third is awareness of the mind, a focused attention. So that's our goal. Now we'll go in and out of that because our minds will get busy thinking about something, or we'll feel an ache or something in our side and start wondering about that. So our minds will go away because that's what our minds are designed to do. We just keep coming back. That's the healing, coming back and coming back. Bring your fingers up to your eyes, very gently resting. If you have glasses, maybe you want to take them off for just a minute. Rest your fingers over your eyes. So I'm actually kind of touching my eyelids, touching my inner nose, the inner part of my eye where my nose starts. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, draw your fingers across so that your fingers are gently resting like a feather touch on your temples. Another inhale. Exhale, slowly roll your fingers around your ears and then hang on your shoulders for just a minute. I've done a lot of training with Eden energy medicine, and a lot of the techniques that Donna Eden uses, she gained from Chinese energy medicine, from ancient Chinese acupuncture. She sees energy. And so I'm really grateful to be able to use some of those techniques that I've learned from you and integrate that with some very simple Qigong and yoga movements. Release your hands, bring your fingers to your chest, and just a moment, tune in. Deep breath in and out. Bring your fingers up to your cheekbones and lightly tap on your cheekbones. If it feels better to do a massage, you can kind of make little circles with your fingers as well. Bring your hands just below your collarbones. Breathe in and out. Anytime we do tapping, we are treating our bodies like a drum, right? Sending a reverberation through our system, helping to break up chronic patterns of stress and tension and pain. Bring your fingers right to your center of your chest. Breathe in and out. Kind of thumb around your chest. You have a lot of acupressure points related to your lungs, to your heart. And this helps to loosen things. It helps to tell our nervous systems, I'm okay. In this moment, I'm all right. You can relax. You can soften. Bring your fingers under your armpits. So we're kind of constantly in a state of fight, flight, or freeze, and it's becoming our normal. And it isn't normal for our bodies to be in that heightened state of arousal all the time. It's exhausting. So if you feel yourself come around to the back, and I'm kind of using the back of my hand to massage my low back. And if you can't quite feel that, you can be a few inches away and just kind of move your hands. Energy is not constrained by your physical body. Your energy field comes out a little bit away from your body. So it both works inside and outside your body. You're massaging, bringing a little blood flow to your low spine, helping to loosen up tension that might be there. Release your hands and just shake them out a little. Bring both hands around to one side. This hand's right back by my spine. Drag your hands across your body, relieving tension. We carry a lot of tension in this part of our bodies. There are acupressure points here that are related to the stress hormones, cortisol and adrenaline. So this helps to massage the adrenal glands a little bit, maybe helping to relieve tension that might be in those glands. And then run your hands down your leg. Imagine just releasing that tension into the ground. Do this on the other side. And release that energy. Shake your hands out. Just let your shoulders wiggle. Maybe make some nice circles. Inhale your arms up overhead. Notice when your fingertips touch. And exhale, draw your hands right down the center. As you inhale, imagine you're gathering cloud right overhead, gathering in that beautiful energy. And as you exhale, imagine releasing tension, stress, and pain. Inhale. Full expansion. Feel your shoulders moving in the socket. Soften your shoulders as you release. Let's do two more. Inhale. Stretching a space between your collarbones, between your shoulder blades. Slowly exhale. Last one. Inhale. Gathering in that beautiful young energy to help us move forward with resilience and strength. Exhale, releasing stress. Bring your hands to your thighs. So the next part of the class is a breath practice. And I'll do a guided breath practice, and then we'll settle into a few moments of your own mindful breath practice. So when I first started, actually, I'll have you do this. Bring your left hand to your side, or you can just rest it in the air above your side, and bring your other hand to just above your arm. Kind of snug in a little bit and holding, notice if this feels grounding to your nervous system. So we'll rest like this for just a minute. This is a wonderful way to balance the nervous system between that rest and digest mode and the fight or flight response. We want a balance between the two. So just gently holding, noticing your feet. When I first tried to do meditation, I was overwhelmed. How could I sit still for so long? It became physically painful for me. And what I realized is that the ancient yogis taught is that there are 8 arms, basically, of a yoga or a yogi practice. Only one of them is meditation. Only one of them is a physical asana or the yoga poses that you might know. Those are only 2 of the arms. That to be well-rounded, to have a sense of well-being, we need all of the different ways of practicing to build our spiritual growth. And when I say spiritual growth, I mean becoming more conscious. I mean that we begin to release our reactive mind, that we settle into more compassion, more peace, even in the midst of chaos. This is something that humans have always worked at, being able to do this. Release your hands and change your arms. So it's important, I think, for me, to have some movement, to do some tapping and acupressure, and then to settle in to a breath practice. Take one more inhale. And as you exhale, gently release your hands. I think it's very important to decide what works best for you. If it feels grounding and safe to close your eyes during this breath practice, do that. If it feels better to keep your eyes open and aware, do that. Some people like to have their hands on their body just as an anchor, or maybe in that hug that we were in. If that helps to you, or if it helps you to settle to do that, then do that. Some people like a little bit of movement. So if a little swaying or twisting is helping your whole system to calm and settle and ground, wonderful. This is your mindful journey, not my mindful journey. So whatever it is that works for you, that's what you want to do. There's no right and wrong, there's no perfect, and it might change from day to day. It is a practice. So I'm feeling this hug for right now, so I think I'm going to keep my arms here for now. So tune in to your feet, purposeful movement, and then we notice the breath. On your inhale, breathe in, allow your tongue to float up, and on your exhale, as you release the breath, you can breathe out through your mouth or through your nose, but soften your tongue into the floor of your mouth. Breathe in, tongue floats up, breathe out, tongue floats down. Breathe in and breathe out. Just noticing the breath. And imagining an evening out of the breath. So noticing the texture of the breath. Is the inhale a little shorter? Is the exhale short? As we tune in and notice the feel of the breath, notice the breath flowing over the nostrils as you breathe in, and as you exhale, maybe noticing a change in temperature. Hearing the sound of the breath. Bringing your awareness to where you feel the breath the most in the body in this moment. Maybe it's your shoulders. Again, there's no right or wrong, just noticing, finding it interesting. Maybe you feel it more in your ribs or your belly. Challenge this doesn't work for you, just return to whatever natural breath feels good to you. I think I'm going to bring my hands to my thighs. So this is a lengthening of the exhale. And the reason is that the exhale, while we are exhaling carbon dioxide, but we're also exhaling toxins. Stress hormones are broken down in the body into their molecular pieces, and then they go into the lungs when they can be then exhaled. So the deeper our exhale, the more we get rid of stagnant air, the more we release all of those toxins that our body is working so hard to break down. So I'm thinking of this as a very gentle and supportive way to support our own body's health and wellness. So with that attitude in mind, with that focus of appreciation for our lungs, breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and slow exhale. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. Inhale, 3, 4. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Allow your breath to return to whatever is its natural rhythm. Notice if there's any tension in your jaw. Notice how your ears are feeling and the back of your neck. Bring your fingers up to your hairline and very gently press in at the center of your head and draw your fingers a little bit apart. So it's great pressure points here that have to do with balancing hormones, all of our hormones. Pressing in at the center, drawing your fingers apart. When you get to the back center of your head, you have a little divot right there. So I'm going to stretch that. Anytime we stretch anything, we are allowing energy to move, and that's what we want. We want energy to flow as it is intended to do. If you think of the tiniest particles of matter, which is a little vibration, that's what energy wants to do. It wants to move. It only becomes congested when there's a problem, when there's stuck energy, when there's injury, when there's illness, and we can help release that with massage, with movement, with stretching. So bring both fingers up and continue that massage all along the edge of your skull. Notice if there's any places that feel really good. Maybe you want to spend a little more time there. Bring your fingers to the center of your neck. I'm not on my spine, right at the edges of my spine, and draw your fingers forward, and giving a sideways massage to your neck. Really take your time. Notice what feels good, what feels interesting. You may feel nothing, and that's fine too. Just building our awareness, really kind of digging in at the shoulders and bringing your fingers forward. Hold at the top of your shoulders for a few breaths. If it feels better to cross your arms to do this, you can do that as well. And if you don't have enough mobility, you can even just rest your hands anywhere close to your shoulders. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Draw your hands forward. Bring your fingers to just below your rib bones. So resting your fingers very gently here. I'm doing a very gentle circular movement. You can also just kind of rest your hand here as well. We don't want to push too hard, because this is where your adrenal glands are at the top of your kidneys that are constantly working to release stress hormones. Unfortunately, they're so busy releasing stress hormones these days that they're not able to release the other hormones that we need: estrogen, progesterone, testosterone. And without those hormones, we can develop headaches and muscle aches, joint aches and pains, tightness in the joints and the muscles and the connective tissue. So gently massaging, just sending some nurturing, nourishing energy to those wonderful adrenal glands to help them to that stuck energy, those stuck patterns, to move forward, to move on. Take a nice deep inhale. And an exhale, draw one hand to your upper chest. And again, if it feels better to have your hand a few inches away, you can do that as well. Take a deep inhale. And now turn your attention inward, feeling the space between your two hands. Noticing your heartbeat. Feeling your body rising and falling with the breath. And then that deeper awareness, an awareness of a flow of energy. And again, if you feel nothing, that's okay. Just maybe saying to yourself, I'm focused on an inward flow. Bring your hands to your low body, either on your body, my thumbs are at my belly button, or you can rest your hands outside of your body. So this is the end of the vagus nerve. The wandering nerve goes from this animal part of our brain where all of our instincts begin, where our fight or flight response is activated, and that vagus nerve travels down into the chest to keep our hearts beating and our lungs breathing, and then flows down into the gut brain. So again, we can invite a sense of openness and a sense of flow to this area. There's a huge amount of energy between our two hip bones, between our tailbone and where our hands are. So just imagining a flow there, imagining like a tide going in and out. It's kind of hard to imagine when we feel very solid in whatever we're feeling, solid in our tension, in our pain, in our patterns of thinking, in our reactivity. But these things are weather, and as we breathe, bring our awareness inward, we help to relieve some of that suffering. Inhale, draw your hands all the way up the body very slowly, and exhale, release the hands. Inhale, rise up, and exhale, release. Our ancient brain, our deep body wisdom pays attention to the movement of our bodies. So as we're rising, lifting our hands up, we're signaling to our bodies a movement of energy, a flow from that nourishing earth energy up to our heads, to our own inner wisdom. This time, inhale, stretch your arms up overhead, stretch your fingers apart, and go ahead and stand up for this part. Get a little bit closer, really stretching my fingers apart. Lift your chin. And move your arms open just a little bit more so you feel an expansion in your chest. Soften your knees, direct your tailbone down to protect your low back. Lift your chin, lift your gaze as much as you can to feel that expansion. It should feel really good. It's kind of an opposite of our seated, hunched over posture that we've all kind of adopted. So feel that beautiful stretch in the front body. You might feel a little bit of a tingling in your fingers. Imagine drawing in that wonderful sun, young energy, that active, moving forward energy. Take another nice deep inhale. And exhale, slowly bring your fingers through your heart center and down to your sides. Let's make that movement one more time. Start with your hands on the front of your thighs. Press in, activating that energy that connects us with the earth, that helps us to stay grounded. Inhale, lift your arms up overhead, stretch your fingers wide, lift your gaze, lift your chin, move your arms back a little bit so your arms and ears are kind of in the same plane. Soften your knees, direct your tailbone down so all of the energy is from that front body. Imagine drawing in that wonderful young energy from the sky, from the sun, the moon, energy of the cosmos, bringing healing to our bodies, to our systems. Nice deep inhale. Slowly exhale as you bring your hands in towards center. Now I'm bringing my thumbs right underneath my chin. I'm just allowing my fingers to rest. Bringing your hands together. Feeling that connection of the energy that flows to your heart, flows to your lungs. The pericardium, the energy that protects the heart. Take a nice deep inhale. On your exhale, draw your hands up around your forehead, around your ears, and back under your chin. Let's do 3 of those. Inhale. Imagine bringing fresh flowing energy to your head. Inhale. Slow exhale. Bring your hands to your heart center. And let's do 3 of those movements here. Inhale, around the chest, and down. Inhale. Again, encouraging the body to find flow and to find a sense of ease. Last one. Excellent. Release your arms forward. I'll turn sideways. Just really shake your arms, wiggle your hands. You can rest your hands on your thighs if that feels good, and just wiggle your head side to side, making some figure 8s. And if you need to hold on to the chair for balance, you can certainly do that. Allow gravity to help relax your body. Inhale, drop your arms as you inhale, draw your hands right up overhead, and exhale back down to your sides. So this is the beginning of the standing practice, the middle portion of our mindful journey. So just sliding a little bit side to side. Just feeling your feet again, like we did before. If you have socks and you're on a mat, I might encourage you to either put shoes on or take your socks off. The sticky yoga mat is designed for bare feet to help you keep your balance. I have my socks on, so I'm going to take them off really quickly, so keep doing what you're doing. You want to make sure that we protect ourselves as we're building our body's flexibility, so I want to make sure that you feel safe. The safer that your body systems feel, then the looser that you will become, right? When we feel tense, when we feel scared, when we feel afraid like we might fall or we might lose our balance, that causes everything to tighten up, and then it's really counterproductive. So really loosening things up as much as you can, but also giving yourself a sense of safety. Come back to center and gently twist. And then looking behind me, just allowing myself to move as much as I'm able. No judgment, you know. You may not feel a huge sense of flexibility right now, but the more we practice, the wonderful thing is that our bodies are not frozen in time. Our bodies want to be flexible. Our bodies want to move. So the more we become flexible, the more loose we become, the more elastin and collagen are produced, and we become more flexible. So coming back to center, make fists with your hands and rub all around the top of your hips, and kind of going toward the back as well. You might feel a little bit of tenderness there. You can also kind of use your hands. Just remember that tenderness means we're affecting change. So be gentle, but we also want change to happen, right? So we use our anchors. That first anchor is the anchor of the breath. So if you're feeling tense and tightness, breathe in. If Feel that comfort and softness of the breath as you exhale. Focus on the breath as you continue to go down the sides of your legs. And kind of go up and down. So you got a lot of tight connective tissue here that gets tighter as we get older. So this is really helping to relieve tension. It's also one of the first places that stress hormones cause inflammation is on the sides of the legs. And also run your fingers up and down the center. It's going to help with digestion. Shake your hands out. Okay, bringing your feet just a little more than shoulder width apart. And feeling, just noticing if this feels grounded, if this feels safe to you. Bend your knees just a little. So for this movement, we're going to bring one hand up in front of the face. Slowly move to one side. So I've got a little bit of a twist going. I'm keeping my knees bent so that I don't torque my knees at all. And then I'm going to switch hands. Carry that hand across and switch. So this is a Qigong movement called carrying clouds. So as you're switching your arms and moving across your body, I'm also pressing in with my opposite foot as I bring that hand across, so that you're getting a little bit of a twist in the mid-body. Soften your knees and allow your knees to be very gentle, very soft as you move. Breathing wherever it feels comfortable to you. So the idea of this is expansion of the ribs, expansion of the breath. Any mindful practice increases in power when we focus on the breath. And then slowly come back to center. Bring your hands to your waist and actually bring your thumbs to your waist. So I've got my fingers kind of on the sides of my spine. And again, if this isn't accessible for you, then just being in the area and imagine your fingers on both sides of your spine. If you can massage at that point, either on the edges of your spine or in towards the center of your back, this is a very powerful point that can help us gain a little bit more energy, a little bit more oomph in our practice. And then gently release. Bring your fingers back to center. Shake your arms out a little bit. Shake your head, shake your legs. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. Settle into your feet. Bend your knees. Draw your tailbone downward. Feel a lift up through the crown of your head as if there was a beam of light shining from your low belly all the way up to the sky. Feel that beautiful long line. On your inhale, draw your hands up, and on your exhale, release. Tracing this midline helps our minds to focus, helps our bodies to focus, and reminds us to always come back to center. This is our home base. This is our safety. This is how we ride the waves of life. Come back to center and breathe. Bring both hands down. Lift one hand up overhead, and so you've got your two hands facing each other. So this is tracing the moon. So very slowly bring your arms out to the side and switch arms. If this causes pain in your shoulder joints, maybe your movement is a little more subtle, like this. Inhale. As you're inhaling, imagine a full expansion in your chest, your back, your side body. Now this time, as you trace, tip over just a little and feel that stretch in your armpit and along your side body. Inhale engaging with the floor. Knees are soft. So this first class is all about awareness. It's about opening our breath capacity and about coming back to center. Inhale and exhale. It's about using the anchor of the breath. So bring one hand to your chest, one hand to your belly, tune in and breathe in and exhale. So this next one is a little more expansive on the exhale. And the reason for that is that's really going to help get toxins out of the lungs. So the feet are parallel. The inhale is the arms are out like this, kind of fist, like superhero pose. And the exhale is bringing the elbows together and bending the knees at the same time. So inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Really pull the belly in on the exhale and round the middle back. Inhale, exhale. Really pursing your lips, getting a full exhale. Inhale and exhale. And relax your feet, shake everything out a little bit. Bring your feet a little bit closer to center. Hands in front of your thighs. Breathe in and out. Imagining your center line. Inhale and exhale. I'm moving my feet apart just a little bit. Find your just right place. Inhale. Bring your hands up to your crown. Rake your fingers around your skull. Massage at the back of your skull. Cross your arms. Inhale. Exhale. Slide your hands down to your elbows. Inhale. Exhale. Release your hands to your side or in the field of your sides. Inhale. As you exhale, draw your hands diagonally down your body, down your inner legs as far as you can go. Softening your knees as much as you can. And then on your inhale, pulling your energy right back up overhead. And exhale back down to your sides. Beautiful. This last one is another one to really build our heart-lung capacity. The more expansive our breath in a mindful practice, then the better we'll breathe even when we're not doing a mindful breath practice. So turn your feet so that you can have a comfortable lunge. My back foot is on an angle. If my front foot is pointing to 12, back foot is about 2 or 3 o'clock. Okay. Find your hips. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale. So tip forward and back for just a minute. This is the movement that we'll be doing. Check to be sure you can still see your toes when you bend your front leg. When you straighten your front leg, lift your toe and bend your back leg. So that's the leg movement that we'll be doing. So just feel what that feels like. Maybe you want your feet a little bit farther apart or a little bit closer together. Maybe you want a smaller stance to do this. Just be sure that that knee doesn't go past your toe when you bend it. Okay, so that's the leg movement. And it's wonderful because it does some really great things with the hamstrings. The hand movement, bring our hands right here. This is the center of our spleen energy. That's in charge of our metabolism, our nourishing earth energy, healing energy. We take a nice deep inhale, imagining that nourishing, mothering earth energy right there. And on your exhale, push your hands away. You're doing a really great massage for these tendons here, which is activating your circulation and your heart and lungs. And then as you exhale, pull your hand. Inhale, pull your hands in. Exhale, push away. So try that movement. Inhale, really squeezing your shoulders together. Exhale, lifting your fingers as much as you can, arms straight. Inhale, squeezing your ribs. Exhale, push away. Imagine a lift up through the crown of your head. Again, feel that beautiful dignity of a long spine all the way through the crown of your head. Inhale, pulling in that beautiful energy. Exhale, releasing tension, fear, worries, loss. Inhale and exhale. Let's do two more. Inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Release that. Shake your feet up. You might feel a little bit tense or sore. Maybe wiggling them or making some circles with your ankles. Whatever feels good to you. And let's do that on the other side. So again, find a place that feels right to you. Remember, this is not about doing it right or doing it good or doing it perfect. This is about what is working for my body today. We honor and respect whatever our journey is, whatever place we are in our journey. And that's what invites growth. So as you bend that front knee, if it's going past your toes, you can move your foot out a little bit or just bend your knee less. So try out that movement. Make sure that you feel safe. Okay, inhale, hands are at the sides. Exhale, push away. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Really stretch your upper back. When you pull your arms forward, feel the space growing between your shoulder blades. At the same time, keeping that lift through the crown of your head, keeping a softness in your chin and your neck. Let the strength come from your arms and your upper back. Two more. And release. Shake your feet, shake your hands, and just let that go. This practice ends with a quiet guided meditation. So you can either do that laying on the floor, you can do it sitting on a chair, you can use the blanket, whatever feels the safest to you. So I will lead you through this practice. So find a place that feels comfortable. If you're on your back, I might suggest having your knees up, maybe having some support under your neck so that you can really fully relax. If you're seated in a chair, you can roll up your mat and put it under your feet if your feet need a little bit of support. Again, if it feels good to have a little support behind your back or behind your shoulders, whatever will allow you to fully relax so that you can integrate this work, that wonderful work that you've done. So once you've found a comfortable place, a place that feels safe, on your inhale, feel a rise in your body. And on your exhale, feel your body soften. Inhale, imagine the tides flowing in and out, those waves slowly lapping up onto the sand. And exhale, bringing in lightness with the inhale, healing, and the exhale, releasing any worries, any anxiousness, any fears, any sadness, anything that's causing a feeling of stuckness. We release. And we trust. We don't need to know exactly what's being released. We don't need to force anything to happen. We just trust our inner wisdom. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Draw your attention to the crown of your head. And with your eyes closed, imagine a beautiful light over your head. Whatever color seems healing and nourishing to you. And again, we access the imagination because that is that earthy, nourishing energy, is creative. It's very It loves the imagination. It loves the power of visualization. So we're accessing that nourishing energy, the rest and digest side of our automatic nervous system, our autonomic nervous system. So imagine that beautiful light over your head in whatever color is nourishing to you. And imagine that as you breathe, it slowly slides down around your head like a very soft, loose cloud. And as you feel this beautiful, cloudy light surrounding your head, imagine that it's full of appreciation and gratitude, a sense of wonder and awe. And let that feeling sink in. Appreciation for your mind, for your eyes and ears, for your throat, for your sense of smell, for your ability to breathe. Allow that lovely light to flow down around your shoulders like a soft blanket. Imagine your whole body releasing with this lovely light wrapped around your shoulders. Allowing that sense of appreciation to flow into your lungs, your heart, every cell of your body, your ribs, your spine. Allow that light to flow down your arms all the way to your fingers, down your mid-body. Feel that sense of appreciation for your digestion, for all the organs of your body. Let that beautiful light flow with the breath down your thighs, to your knees, to your feet, and your toes, and the soles of your feet. Take a few moments to just feel this beautiful flow of energy. And as you're feeling that energy, maybe bringing your hands to your heart, imagine that energy that's there. Perhaps repeating the words, I choose to feel whole, healthy, abundant, and blessed. Or whatever words ring true for you. And maybe imagining a loved one that you could send this energy to. Energy knows no restrictions of time or space. So imagine that energy flowing from your own good heart to theirs. May you feel whole, healthy, abundant, and blessed. And maybe sending that energy to other people on the planet who may really need it. For we know that somewhere on the planet, someone is suffering just like you or very similar to you. So we send that compassion, including all of us. May all beings feel whole, healthy, abundant, and blessed. Take a nice deep inhale. Start to get a little wiggling in your fingers and toes. Maybe roll your ankles a bit. So that's the end of our practice. If you're feeling a sense of lightness, a sense of calm, a sense of ease, bring your finger to the middle of your forehead and tap a little bit there. So we can use tapping for a lot of things. And whenever we're feeling a sense of spaciousness, a sense of ease, and we tap, it reminds our bodies and our minds to hold on to that I have the capacity to find ease. I hope you've enjoyed our first class of Mindful Journeys. See you next time.